This is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Watership Down by Richard Adams. Richard Adams was born in the English countryside. He wrote this Watership Down after his children encouraged him to publish it. Actually, to entertain his children only, he told the story to them. But they loved it so much that they asked him to publish it. He approached many publishers, but no one was willing to publish it. But later on, Rex Collins published it and it became an instant success. And it became so successful that it was also made into a movie. And Adams became an active member in the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. He lived a long life and died in 2016 at the age of 96. The story goes like this. Hazel and Fever are rabbits and they are brothers and they live in a warren. Warren means a place, a burrow where the rabbits live in Sandalford. And it is a happy place in the English countryside. But Hazel and Fever, they get some strange visions about the future. And their place is very happy except that they have to obey the Warren's Oswald, who are like police like people who protect them. And one day Fever sees a notice put up by the humans in the field where the burrow is. And he has a vision of the burrow's destruction. So he says that they have to immediately evacuate the place, but the chief, the Theria, does not take it seriously. He dismisses it. That evening, Hazel and Fever make a plan to leave the warren with their friends Blackberry, Dandelion, and the strong and fearsome Bigwig, Buckthorn, Silver, Hawkbit, Speedwell, Pipkin, and Akron. While they are leaving, their Captain Holly tries to arrest them, but Bigwig fights Holly off, and Hazel, out of good intention, asks Holly to join with them, but Holly rejects the offer. Hazel leads them and they keep traveling, and while they are traveling, they tell the story of the rabbit trickster folk hero El Aria, who is a hero to all the rabbits. One afternoon, they come across a stranger named Cowslip, who is also a rabbit, and who invites them to his warren. Fever has a bad feeling about the place when they go, but Hazel ignores him. And they see that the rabbits in the Cowslip warren are all large and healthy looking, but strangely they all look sad and fearful. The rabbits, they eat flera, which is a meal consisting of lettuce, carrots and roots, which are the favorite of the rabbits, and all this is given by a nearby farmer. Fever wants Hazel, but Hazel ignores it because he is very happy with the situation. So Fever leaves the burrow. Bigwig and Hazel follow him, and Bigwig comes back after shouting at Fever for causing all this pain. And while he's coming back, he gets caught in a snare. Now the snare is it will be buried under the ground and it will catch people's leg and they will not be able to move. And Fever and the other rabbits free Bigwig, but now they start thinking why a snare is kept in this place. And later on, Fever explains that the rabbits in the Cowslip warren are fed by the farmer only for their pellets and meat so that he can make good money out of it. Realizing the danger, Hazel and the others leave with one member of the Cowslip's warren, the kindly Strawberry. And the following evening, they arrive at a safe refuge Fever has seen for them in one of his visions, that is, the tall, verdant hill of Watership Down. Here they construct their own big and happy warren with a large common room known as the honeycomb. One night at Silflay is their feeding time, the rabbits are shocked to see that they, Captain Holly and another rabbit from Sandalwood Bluebell come there and they are injured and badly hurt. Holly and Bluebell tell about Sandalwood's destruction, which happened just as Fever said it would. Men had come there, filled in the tunnels with dirt, and they had pumped gas, and they have used large machines to dig up the earth. Holly and Bluebell were able to escape, but with lots of danger. They followed Hazel's tracks and encountered all manners of predators, which they call as LL. Now Hazel and the others tend to their wounds and they welcome them to Watership Down. The next day, Bigwig and Hazel spot a large white gull in the field. The bird is also wounded, and though he does not speak the rabbit's language, which is known as Lapin, the rabbits welcome him. Once the bird is healed, Hazel asks him a favor. Hazel knows that because there are no does in their group, does are the female rabbits, the warren will cease to exist in just a few years because after they die, they will not have their litters, young ones. So he wants the bird to find out another warren to which they might be able to venture and ask about taking some does back to Watership Down so that they can give birth to the young ones. Soon the bird, whose name is Kehar, reports that there are two farms nearby where some rabbits live in a hutch. Hazel, along with Holly, Silver, Buckthorn, and Strawberry, raid the farm. Holly and others go to another warren. While the hutch rabbits make off from the farm, the owners come after them with torches and guns. Hazel is shot, and the rest of the rabbits return to Watership Down, thinking that he is dead. When they get there, they hear the terrible tale which is told by Holly. Holly tells a story of the journey to Ephra, which is the another warren which he had gone. And he says this Ephrafa is an authoritarian militaristic warren run by the fearsome General Woundwort. Rabbits there are bitten at birth on different parts of their bodies, and based on this mark, they are forced to keep to tight schedule. They are allowed above the ground only once a day, and a large ausla, which is a council of officers, and a wide patrol officers see to it that no one will ever escape. But somehow Holly and the others managed to run away during an evening flame, and they were pursued by a white patrol. But as they crossed the train tracks, they were saved when a train came along and killed the Ephraim officers. Fever and Blackberry go to retrieve Hazel after Fever saw his brother alive but wounded in a vision. Hazel recovers, but his leg has been weakened considerably. He sees that the hutch rabbits are settling in nicely, but knows that they need more does, otherwise there will be a fight during the mating season. Though Holly has filled Hazel in all the horrors of Ephraim, Hazel knows that the group must go there to rescue some does. Hazel, Blackberry, Bluebell, Dandelion, Pipkin, Fever, Silver, and Bigwig carefully make their way to Ephraim. They discuss how to escape from the white patrol's clutches, so they plan how to get out of Ephraim after approaching the doors. They ask Bigwig, who is a very strong person, to enter the warren on his own and pose as a wandering Hellissey, that is, a wild field rabbit. Blackberry ties a small wooden boat by a rope to the river bank to float on the river, which will help them to escape the patrol. Bigwig sets off for Ephraim at once. In Ephrafa, General Woundwort is summoned to meet with the Hesty, who has come to their warren. And now the warren is actually overcrowded, and a group of does have recently asked to leave, and several officers have recently been killed by a fox which comes to that place very often. Feeling that his control is slipping, Woundwort sees his meeting with a rabbit who introduces himself as Thalili or Bigwig, and he feels that this is a chance to bring in someone strong and new. The council members immediately appoint Bigwig to the Osla and give him a mark to initiate him as an Ephraim. As Bigwig meets with other officers and council members, which includes Chervil, Champion, Avon, and Vervian, he comes to know about how things work in Ephraim, and he is overwhelmed by the amount of danger he faces. Bigwig learns that a group of doves led by the intrepid Hyacinth Lay have recently shown signs of rebellion. So he orders to bring Hyacinth Lay to his burrow one night. Once she is there, he tells her that he wants her help in staging a breakout of several does, plus a badly mutilated rabbit named Blackavar, who has been made into an example for the other rabbits after a recent escape attempt of his owner. Hyacinth Lay knows the risk, but she agrees to help Bigwig. He tells her that the next evening, during the time of Silflay, a bird will help them to escape, and they will meet with the rest of Bigwig's group at a nearby river. At Silflay, Bigwig spots Kehar and tells him that the plan is to be executed that night. When Cherwell sees Bigwig near a gull, he insists to tell that he has to report this to the chief, because this is not the season for the gulls to come there, and so he feels that anything which is unusual must be reported. After Silfley, Bigwig is approached by General Woundward, who asks him about his closeness to the bird earlier. So Bigwig delays the plan to the next day. The next afternoon, Hasentley tells Bigwig that a dove named Neltilta has been arrested. Bigwig manages to deceive the guards and sneak Plakavar away from his captors and the herd of doves into the field beyond Efrava, but soon a group led by the champion catches up to him. When Woundward approaches them, a great bolt of lightning comes down from the sky, and Keher swoops in, startling the Efravan rabbits, while Bigwig and the others make their way onto the boat. Woundward and the Efravans catch up to them, but having never seen a boat before, they are not able to stop them. The rabbits get caught in a bridge's culvert and are forced to swim to shore. They say goodbye to Keher, who is returning to his own flock. The rabbits are pursued by Champion and a few other Efravans, but Hazel confronts them and tells them that they are few in number while they are larger. The Efravans act as though they are turning around, but in reality they follow Hazel's band all the way back to the foot of Watership Down before they return to Efrava to gather more troops, come back and attack these people. Unaware that the Efravans are plotting against them, Hazel, Bigwig and others look forward to the birth of new litters and the prosperity of the Warren. One afternoon, a mouse brings news that other rabbits have been spotted in the field. They find out that Champion, Woodward and the rest of the Efravan Council and Osla are planning to storm Watership Down. Hazel begs for peace, but Woodward will not have it. The rabbits are ready for the Watership Down for a siege, closing up all the tunnels. When the Efravans start digging down into the center of the honeycomb, Hazel has an important mission of his own. He scurries from the Warren with Dandelion and Blackberry in tow, leaving Bigwig in charge of the defense while he readies one final trick. Down at Nathamar farm, Hazel frees the farmyard dog from his kennel and has Blackberry and Dandelion lead it back to the Watership Down. Hazel himself is attacked by a cat. Back at the Down, the Efravans infiltrate the honeycomb. Bigwig severely weakens the Efravan leader. Woundward retreats above ground and orders his Osla to dig into the burrows from all sides. Soon a dog rushes and chases the Efravans away and confronts Woodward, who meets its attack head on. The next morning, Hazel is found by a little girl, Lucy, who lives at Nathamar farm. She saves him from her cat and nurses him back to health with the help of a country dog. The two humans drive Hazel out of the fields and release him right at the foot of Watership Down. The Efravans have retreated, though a couple of them, having surrendered to Bigwig, peacefully begin integrating into the life at Watership Down. 6 weeks later, in mid-October, Bigwig and Hasentley have mated, as have Fever and a dove named Wilthrul. New litters are being born all the time and the rabbits are so happy and peaceful. They receive the news that Efrava has been reformed under the leadership of Captain Campion. They establish a new warren at the midway point between the two. In an epilogue, Hazel dies peacefully after a long happy life and is taken to the next world to join his hero, the trickster El Ahria. This is a beautiful story by Adams, and I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have anything to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not joined in, please subscribe and join the subscribers. Thank you.